Hello all, welcome. If you're watching this video, I sincerely would like to thank you all for your time on behalf of me and my team. My name is Swathi B. I'm a physical therapist. I'll be the one delivering the exercise intervention for this study. I designed this exercise protocol based on some evidence-based programs and my prior experience as geriatric physical therapist. Today, I need your valuable feedback on how you felt overall during the exercise, and what the intensity of exercise that you felt. Is it light intensity, moderate, or heavy? And if you had any difficulties with any of the exercises, and also regarding the safety of these exercises. And all of these questions will be given to you prior to our meeting on Tuesday. So without any further ado, let's begin our session. So we have 5 components, or 5 small components in this whole exercise session today. So the first one is warm up to improve your basically to increase your heart rate. Okay, so these warm up exercises, including the other group of exercises, we will be doing them both in sitting and standing positions. So I have this chair. So first I'll go over the warm-up exercises in standing, and then I will show them in seated position. So the very first exercise is neck bending down and up and rotating to the side. Okay, the next one is shoulder rolls, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Next, elbow bending and extending. Wrist rolls, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And then fists open and close. Hip marching. Okay, and for the next one, I will probably go a little further back. So for the next one, it's going to be sidestepping, bending your knee. Okay. So these are the, one more, standing toe raises. So these are the warm-up exercises in standing. So we will do them again in seated position as well. So let me put my chair here. Okay, it's the same exact movements in seated position for somebody who cannot stand up. So neck forwards and back, side to side, shoulder rolls clockwise and anti-clockwise, wrist rolls forwards and clockwise and anti-clockwise. Open, close your wrists, fingers, bend and extend your elbows. Okay, so those are the ones in seated position, along with the marches for the hip, and then side stepping with knee bending and toe raises. Okay, so those are the warm-up exercises. Then we have the next section, which is the aerobic section. So in this one, the very first one is marching with toe tap. So marching, 1, 2, and then they would do toe taps, 1, forwards, side, back, forwards, side, back. Okay. The next exercise is graduated step in and out. So for this one, you're going to step out, 1, 2, 3, hold, and 1, 2, 3, in. Again, out, out, hold, in, together. So that's the second exercise. And the third one is arm circles up and down while you're marching. So marches, arm circles up, arm circles down, circles up and down. Okay? The next one is side stepping with overhead reach and cross body. So it goes like this. Overhead and cross body. Overhead, cross body. Okay. The next exercise is stepping forwards. So step forwards, back to center, step on one side, back to center, step to other side, back to center, step back, and back to center. And we have one last exercise, that is arms up, breathing in and out. Again, breathing in and out. So these are the movements in the aerobic section, and we do this for 15 minutes. And after this, we will be moving into the balance section of the exercise intervention. So the very first balance exercise is going to be in standing. So standing, marching, and turning your head to one side, center. Again, turning your head to the other side, center, turn, center, turn, center. This exercise can cause slight dizziness in some people, so I really want to know what your feedback is on this particular exercise. I really appreciate if you can include a small comment on this. Thank you. And the next one is going to be stepping over in the front and side. So stepping over, like as if you're stepping over obstacles that is on the floor. So you step over a large obstacle. So 1 or 2 steps depending on the space you have. And then going back. And also the same way to the side. Okay. The next one is heel to toe walking, forwards and back. So for this, basically you walk with your heel touching your toes, and if you have very less space, you can just take one step only, and you can just do within the space that you have, and then you can actually shift to the other leg again. And this is if you have very less space, but if you have space, you can walk 2 or 3 steps forwards and then back. So that's the next exercise. And moving forwards, we have turning around in circles. So that basically is taking small steps and turning around clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Okay. Then we do sit to stand. Again, it's sitting down, crossing your arms if you can, and then standing up. Okay. Okay, then comes the next exercise, which is standing with feet together for 1 minute. Okay, then you're going to try to stand with one heel touching the great toe of the other foot for about 30 seconds. And then you switch sides, do it on the other side for another 30 seconds. Okay, and then we have the next one, which is a little more challenging, that is tandem standing. One heel in front of the toes on the other foot. So just like tandem standing, heel to toe standing. And you can switch after 30 seconds to the other side. And if you feel like you need to use a chair or something to hang on to while you do any of these exercises, participants can definitely use a chair and feel safe with the chair in front of them. Okay. And then the next one is reaching forwards. So you can use both your hands in the front, trying to reach something in the front, but not really stepping over or lifting your heels. So you have your feet really glued on the floor and trying to bend over, like as if you're reaching something far behind in the cabinet. The same thing you do on the side, again, shifting your weight really on one side and trying to reach on the side. Okay, and the very last one is standing on one single leg. Again, we do this 5 seconds each, and if the patient can, participant can stand for longer than 5 seconds, that's great. If not, again, we use the chair. Okay, so now we'll do the modification for the aerobic section and also the balance section. Just give me 1 second. So for the seated version, so it's going to be marching in place, toe tap front, toe tap side, and toe tap back. The next one is graduated step out and in. So out, 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 hold, in, 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 in. The next one is arm circles up and down. So it's going to be like marching in place and going all the way up and then all the way down. Again, all the way up and all the way down. Okay, so the next exercise is arm swings and knee bends. So it goes like this. And this is the version for people who are sitting down, the modified version of all the aerobic exercises that we did in seated position. Okay. The next exercise is side stepping overhead. So That's going to be like overhead and cross body, overhead, cross body. Okay, the next one is stepping forward and center, stepping side, center, stepping back and center, stepping forward, center, stepping side, center, stepping back and center. Okay, the next one in sitting is arms up and relax. Okay, so those are the aerobic exercises in seated position. The next ones that we are going to do is the balance exercises. Those are modified in seated position. So the very first one is marching and head turns. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is stepping over in the front, like taking those large steps, right, to go over big obstacles, right, and then stepping on the side. Okay, the next one is going to be heel to toe walking. So that's going to be walking forwards and walking back, walking forwards, walking back. Okay, the next exercise is turning in circle. So turning in circle. Okay, and the next one is sit to stand. And if they cannot stand up without using their hands, they can just do marches in sitting, or they can just try to stand up. And it's okay if they cannot quite get up from the chair. So they're trying to activate the muscles, and that's totally okay. Okay, the next one is standing with feet together. So this one we are going to do sitting down with feet together and staying there for 1 minute without taking weight on the arms. And the next one is sitting down with feet staggered, that is one heel touching the great toe of the other foot. Okay, and then the next one is standing or sitting down with the heel of one foot touching the great toes of the other. Okay. Then comes reaching forwards, which is going forwards. You can do it with both hands. And then reaching on the side. Okay, then standing on one single leg, they can just bend the knees on the other side, very similar to standing on one single leg, but in seated position. Okay, hope you're all with me. This is the balance section that we just finished. The next section that we are going to continue into is the strength component. So for this, we have wrist weights for the upper body and ankle weights that go around the ankles for the lower body. Right now I don't have them, so I will be using just water bottles. So give me 1 second here. Okay, the very first exercise in the strength component is bicep curls. So for this, they have to stand with their arms with their arms on the sides and palms facing them. And then as they come up, the palms face the ceiling, and again coming down, palms facing inside. That's the first one. The second one is tricep extension. So for this, they're going to use their one leg forwards and the other leg back. So it goes like this. So body slightly inclined and their elbows pointing back, and no movement in the shoulders, but it's just happening at the elbows, extension and flexion. The next exercise is raising arms to the side and down and front. Okay, the next one is overhead press. So they're going to go up, down, and on the side. Again, up and down. Okay, then the next exercise is going to be in sitting down position. And for this, we have the ankle weights on the ankles. So extending the leg up and down. And another one is standing up and down. Okay. And for more lower body exercises, we are going to do them in standing. So the very first one is again in marching. So these are all done with ankle weights. And sorry, I don't have ankle weights right now, but let's assume I have ankle weights. And this is the first one in standing again. And then side kicks. Then back kicks. Toe raises. And then knee bends. Okay. So pretty much all of these can be again done in seated position. So for the upper body, we can do them just like this, bicep curls. And then for the tricep extension, they can lean forwards in the chair and tuck the elbow more close to the body, and no movement happening at the shoulder, and going back and forth. That's the second one. And then we have arm raises on the side. And then in the front. And the overhead press. Okay. And then we have the knee extensions. Again, they're just going to do it same both in seated and standing. Both of them will have to sit down for the knee extensions. And the next one is sit to stand again. If they cannot stand up quite all the way, they can just try to contract the muscles by trying to shift their weight. So that's the modified version. And then for the lower body, marching, they're seated, and then they have the ankle weights. Again, they do the marches, they do the side kicks. And they do the back kicks. Then they do the ham curls or the knee bends. And then we have the toe raises. So that's the modified version. Okay. So that's the strength component that we just finished. Then we have the stretching component, which is the last one. So in the stretching, we have calf stretch. So both the modified versions and the standing version will be sitting down to do most of the stretches. The very first one is calf stretch, where they will be seated and then one leg extended and one leg bent. They bend over to reach for the toes, and they feel calf stretch, and will be done on both sides. The next one is inner thigh stretch. So just open the thighs, and they can feel the stretch as long as they have the feet as close as possible, trying to stretch the inner thigh. Okay. The next one is stretching the front of your thigh. This can be a little tricky for a lot of them. So this can be done in standing this way, where they're holding their ankle and trying to feel the stretch on the front of the thigh. They can also do this, where they can stretch the the front of the thigh by sitting more on one side, but I think that can be tricky. So I would just say if they're able to do this, that's good. If not, just sit down and try to bend your knee as much and feel the stretch. I think that's the best way in sitting. The next one is hamstring stretch. So for the hamstring stretch, again, they're going to sit down and bend over at the hips, more at the hips, and trying to feel for the back of the thigh, the stretch on the back of the thigh, and relax. So again, each time they're doing 15 to 30 seconds of the stretch. Okay. The next one is neck up and down and side to side. This is more like the movement that we did in the warm up. The next one is tricep stretch. Then we have overhead reach. Overhead reach and side bend. Then we have open and close fists. And the very last one is prayer position. Inhale and exhale. So those are the exercises. I just want to briefly go over each one of those. Thank you so much for your time today and watching this video. I look forward to meeting you all on Tuesday. You have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.